All right, guys, Ole Olson here today. Going to do another video, and we're this time going to do a new sauce. It's really interesting. You can see this is a Torchbearer, is the name of this sauce, and it's a garlic reaper sauce. So just the color of this, you can see, is much different than the other sauces. Typically, we're looking at something that's always got red in it. So let me start off by reading some of the ingredients to you and what the label says. So this is Torchbearer sauces, garlic reaper sauce, of course, the Carolina Reaper pepper. It's got a picture of the Grim Reaper on the front with a sickle, and it has garlic stabbed through the sickle. And so this is sort of, I think, indicating this is going to be a heavy garlic sauce and mixed with the Carolina Reaper. So ingredients on this sauce are Carolina Reaper, first ingredient, not the second, not the third, but the very first ingredient is Carolina Reaper. Then garlic, canola oil, water, distilled white vinegar, lime juice, granulated garlic, more garlic, mustard powder gives it the yellow, and some chili powder and salt. Torchbearers out of Pennsylvania. So this sounds really interesting. I'm looking forward to trying this sauce and seeing what we have. Sort of a mustard garlic reaper sauce. Unlike anything I've had so far, everything's been sort of a tomato-based, vinegar-based, with spice and seasoning type of a sauce. So let's open this one up and see what we got here. Now, just in case things go sideways, and this is more than I can handle, I've got my trusty almond milk. That's always sitting here on the sidelines within an arm's reach. I mean, if you look at my other videos, I've grabbed for that a few times. I thought that I was going to drink it a few times, especially if you look at the Satan's Blood video. Go back and check that one out if you guys haven't seen it. That almost destroyed me. Didn't tap out, didn't drink any almond milk. I was good, but I was really close. This, to be honest with you, since the Carolina Reaper is the first ingredient, I'm expecting it to be hot and probably really hot, but I don't think it's going to be the hottest hot sauce that I've had. Now, I don't know. I actually have not done any research on this sauce at all. I didn't look it up on any other. I didn't look for any other videos, so I don't know any other reactions to this sauce. I really, truly don't know what to expect. It just doesn't look as intimidating because it's yellow, and maybe this is going to be really misleading. So let's crack it open and get a smell of the aroma. This might be, I'm going to say this is probably the best smelling sauce that I have smelled yet. I love garlic. So I'm getting pepper first up front, then I'm getting the garlic, and the garlic is definitely prominent. It's heavy. And then third, I'm getting some of the vinegar. Yeah, it's like Reaper pepper, garlic, and vinegar. I can smell the mustard too. So this is really a thick sauce. It's really interesting. Smells delicious. Let's see what we have here. So I'm gonna be careful. I'm gonna play it. This is really, this is the thickest sauce I've done yet. I mean the Satan's Blood wasn't a sauce, that was an extract, and it wasn't even this thick. So this is a nice big fat dab. You can see a nice big spoonful. Yeah, out of the jar when this can aerate a little bit, man, I can really smell the Carolina Reaper in here. So now I'm getting a little bit nervous because if I can smell the Reaper that strong right now, I'm wondering what this is really going to taste like. It's really thick and chunky. I mean, I can see specks of pepper in here, and the mustard powder that they use in here must be quite a bit because it's very yellow. And I'm not sure what gives this the base all the thickness that it has, but it's gonna be hard to swallow, and it might stick in my throat, which could be dangerous. It's Carolina Reaper. It's the hottest pepper in the world right now. There's 2 new peppers coming out that supposedly have surpassed the Reaper on the Scoville scale, and so I'm waiting for some of the sauces to show up. One is called Pepper X, and I guess that it's not going to be called Pepper X when it hits market. It's going to be renamed. So again, I'm talking because I just got a little bit nervous thinking about the smell of this, and with all that Reaper pepper, and it's the first ingredient. So this might be a big surprise. We're gonna see. Here we go. Cheers. Mmm. Mmm. Although the Reaper's not my favorite tasting pepper, it's actually not the greatest flavor at all. It's way better than any extract. I'm getting Reaper. I'm getting garlic, heavy. And I'm getting a little bit of mustard. I'm surprised. As yellow as this is, I would think that I would pull out a lot more mustard flavor. But this is a delicious sauce. This is very good. You know, I like mustard on corn dogs. And the first thing I thought as soon as that hit my taste buds was corn dogs. That deep fried crust on a corn dog, crispy with this sauce would be absolutely delicious. This is a hot sauce. It is definitely not up there with the super hots. This would be considered a super hot, obviously, because it has Carolina Reaper in it. But, and even though it's the first ingredient, this is a delicious sauce. This could go on a lot of things. I'm thinking Indian food. I could definitely use this on some Indian food. This is not going to work on tacos or enchiladas or burritos. It's not a Mexican. It's not a sauce for a Mexican dish or any Mexican dishes for me. I mean, if it's, you know, I'm not speaking for everybody, obviously, but yeah, it's hot. It's not super hot. It's not dangerously hot. For most people, this is probably way too hot. And sort of like what I tell you guys in my other videos is that you see me take these dabs of sauce and talk to you and tell you about them. So you don't really get the full effect of how hot this is. This is actually one of the lesser hot sauces. I'm getting a little, it's thick, so I'm getting some of the pepper in my throat, and it sort of makes it a little bit hard to talk, not due to heat, but just sort of, you get a little sharp, spiky heat while I'm talking. I can taste them on the back of my tongue. But this sauce is definitely nowhere close to the hottest sauces that I've tried. It's perhaps a little bit mild. I mean, Torchbearer, they did a great job on the flavor of the sauce. Great job on the heat. The heat's, I think it's peaked already. It built up, but what was predominant in this is the flavor. It's just a really good flavor. This is a sauce you could put on a lot of different foods and not overpower the food. This is a very usable, very hot sauce. So if that made sense, it's very hot, but it's very usable. It's not over the top, you know, lights out. It's all over. Got to drink some milk or drink some liquids to, you know, to be able to breathe, to survive the heat. Stuck in my throat again a little bit, but this one's definitely a 2-dab sauce. So just to make sure I get the full effect, the full flavor, I can really do a good evaluation on this. We'll go ahead and pour most of a spoonful. Man, the flavor gets better on the second spoonful. It is, it's got even though there's no sugar, there's nothing in here that tells me that it should be sweet. It is a sweet, slightly sweet sauce. Mustard wouldn't be doing that. I'm not sure what is doing that, but it's not bitter. It has a little bit of the tang from the lime juice and the vinegar, but I'm just double checking to make sure I didn't see, there's no sugar in here, no dextrose, there's nothing that would give it sweetness, but I'm perceiving some sweetness. Not super sweet, but just compared to other sauces, it's definitely slightly sweet. But this is a delicious sauce. Torchbearer sauces, garlic reaper sauce. Man, you know, if there's someone out there that watches these videos and you think you'd like to try some of these sauces, but you're scared to, this would be one. It's gonna be hot, so don't get me wrong. This is way above the level of any condiment sauce you're gonna find on the table in a restaurant, at least the restaurants I go to. But this is a good one to see where you sit, see where you're at. To see where your palate is on how hot you can handle. This one's creeping up a little bit. It's the thickness. It's just hard to get that sauce down. It started sitting on the back of my tongue and it sort of builds up for a second, and sometimes it affects it. It's a little bit hard to talk. I mean, my eyes are watering a little bit, so yeah, it's a good hot sauce. If you want to try one, and if you find you can handle this, this is a good starting point. This would be a good stepping stone. If you try this sauce and it just fries you and it's just too hot and you can't do it and you wish you never tried it, then you probably don't want to try any other of these super hots. Because this one is the most mild, and I shouldn't even use the word mild because mild gives you the wrong impression. This is hot. This is really a good hot sauce. For most people, this would be very, very hot. But in the super hot category, I think a lot of people would enjoy this, a lot more people than you think. This would be, if you're watching these videos, and if you haven't tried the hot ones, I got this one off Amazon, and you can order it off Amazon. It's very reasonably priced, and it's a unique sauce. I really like the blend of the garlic, the mustard, and the reaper in this. So yeah, delicious, hot, very palatable. This would be a sauce you could use on many different foods. And so, as always, I gotta rate this sauce. And I should have two scales. One would be sort of a typical person, 1 to 10 scale, the average person, and then the 1 to 10, the Ole Olson scale. And this, I'm gonna give it I'm gonna give this a 2. So that's on the Ole scale. I'm gonna give it a 2, which probably for most people would be a 6 or 7 or 8, depending on who you